All right, so coming up on JoyNews Interactive much later on, the video of the day. It's a very interesting one. I'm not going to give it away, but yes, you actually say it's borders on controversial. Not very controversial, but you pardon me. Aisha is here. She's going to be taking us through interactive before we bring you the video eventually.
Of course, and before we bring you that video, I'm going to tell you that it will get you angry. If you think like me, you will be angry. But let me compliment Israel. Today you took it to another level.
Oh, really?
But I'm so enthused about your tie.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You know how to join this conversations on facebook.com/JoyNews on TV, and on Twitter it's on JoyNews on TV. Let's start off today with the National Democratic Congress that has today launched the party school, the Ghana Institute of Social Democracy. Now, the party aims at reorienting and grooming members of the party on the political ideologies and philosophies of the party. This initiative comes at a time when tensions are heightening in the party as some party members take on the founder, former President Jerry John Rawlings, and former Attorney General Martin Amidu for defaming the party. The question is, would you attend this institution and why?
Yes, I would do. Because, you see, formally, if we should all come out with the truth, we know it benefits others. More of our colleagues that were about to enter into that institution, it helped them and it made their life go on for things to become easy for them. So I was also thinking to attend such an institution. I also benefit the good things out of it.
Yeah, they've been in power for the past 8 years, and some of us were very sympathizers of the party. So if they believe that now they want to build a party, that's a step in the right direction. Normally the founder has been complaining that the ideology of the party about probity and accountability, those things were not happening in the party. So most of the youth and the grassroots supporters were very much annoyed. If now they've realized their mistake and they want to come back, we are there for them. But I believe that a whole lot of things have to be done.
No, anything NDC is corrupt. So I wouldn't like to be a member.
I would say no, simply because if they failed in their own party, how can they help the nation as a whole? We, the upcoming youth, we've seen them when they were in power. We saw how they did. They promised a lot. We saw how corrupt they were. They came to do this country and how they took us backwards. They said they brought a whole lot of instance on this country. For me, NDC, never.
Yes, I would like to join it because we are all Ghanaians and I like the idea. Now, it's good if you want to join any party. You should know their code of conduct, their rules and regulations, so that you can join it. But if you don't know, how can you join it? You join it and later, that's why you see some politicians, when they join some party, at the time go on, they will stop because they didn't know the ideology of the party.
Okay, and Israel, I've just been wondering what kind of certificate you'll be getting from such a school?
Well,
is it accredited
it could be,
at all?
Not accredited.
Okay, but it's a party kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay.
So
you'll be given a certificate
you're not.
You've completed
Yeah, I'm sure they will give you a certificate. I mean, when we went to Achansi, they gave us a certificate of participation.
Okay,
so you're
certificate of participation. Yes. Let's check out what
that
you've been saying on Facebook.
Mark King says some of us with a core heart and commitment to the party should be balanced with the culture and the context of the party. Divergent views being displayed left, right, center by so-called party functionaries leaves much to be desired. Let's all stay awake to develop our party. After all, our opponents are even confusing Ghanaians with lies. Let's take this huge advantage to advance our development. Long live NDC. Barry Makubaji says, after surviving the last 7 months of this wobbling government with no sense of direction, I would enroll in this school as the NDC has shown clearly it understands governance and delivers the deliverables. The school I know would teach about how to jaw to resolve issues and not acid bats and stabs. Congrats, NDC. Kojo one says, anyone who attends this institution must be arrested prior to becoming a criminal. Ooh. I don't quite get it. Continental Obama says, well, I would definitely attend it one day because I'm a baby and I would love to have sharp teeth. Besides, It will never be bad to learn how to make white black and black white with your tongue without any need for physical paint. Mind you, only 2 courses will be offered there: Propaganda 419 and Corruption 914. Oh no.
Yeah, boss Solomon says, but it's just to educate its members on the party's philosophies and ideology. So I'll not attend because I'm not a socialist. Kosi says all appointees who never served as branch, constituency, regional and national executives should be made to enroll. They are political novice who cost the party greatly. And Zygote Manson says the students will only be taught how to rig, lie, create, loot, share, kill. Oh, come on. That's a bit too harsh. And Kwabinat Nyantichi says, Chia, what don't we know about NDC to waste time in their school or propaganda class? And he laughs out loud. Whoever thought of this is just, oh no. I just can't think far with this message. Also, 29 people who claim to be born-again Christians have reportedly returned their result slips to the West African Examination Council. Well, you're shocked, right? Well, these people claim they are confessing their sins of engaging in examination malpractices and believe the surest way for God's forgiveness is to return their certificates to the Exams Council, period. Interesting. Now, the question I ask, would you be able to do such a thing if you were in their shoes?
No, I don't think I would.
Why?
Because passing examination is not easy. So, and moreover, to everybody cheats. So I don't think I would return it if I were to be part of them.
No, I wouldn't.
Why?
Because it's out already. And maybe I would ask God for forgiveness. So I know He will forgive me. I wouldn't return it.
No.
Why?
Why for return my result back? Since me I know say yeah I cheat I go pass yeah. No need for return my results. No.
I would do same. This based on my religious background. One, I'm supposed to not to cheat in an examination or and goes against the rules and regulation. So initially they shouldn't have even involved themselves in that. So if they have done fine, they can return their results. And if I find myself in that same situation, I also return my results and they take it from there and you face the consequences too.
I won't ask Israel whether he would do such a thing because I think I know the answer. But let's check.
Okay, no, because you're not supposed to cheat in the first place, so it shouldn't arise. But I feel that the fact that you're born again doesn't mean that you have to return. I mean, I would want to believe that once you're born again, you've been forgiven of your sins in the past, and and you would have found yourself working somewhere. If you want to regularize or stop living that lie that you passed your exam, you may want to approach the institution and tell them, see, I faked my certificate, but I'm doing a pretty good job, so keep me on the job. That's
only
the way
God knows how many employers will take that, but let's check it out.
Richmond Ato says, being born again doesn't mean you shouldn't work to feed your family. God has already forgiven you, so move on. So make sure such acts don't repeat itself in your life. That's
exactly the point you made.
Barry Makuba just says, this is such a tricky situation, especially as it happened in Nigeria. This confession may come with some serious implications, but once they claim to have been born again, I know the Lord they have received would stand by them. Frankly and most sincerely, I won't try this. Adnan says, absolutely no. What shows? I'll not become 30th or 31st born again. What about the benefits you got when you used the certificates? Will you return them?
Exactly.
I mean, this is delusional obsession of sin. I'll not do it today, I'll not do it tomorrow.
And Mauna Dra says, I see Adam returning the apple he and Eve ate, so we all can become sin-free. I'm not surprised. Otabil says something about newborn again Christians. James Abusanga says, I wouldn't return it because as a born again Christian, I might have confessed and asked for forgiveness of my sins, which includes many things apart from cheating. And those are some comments on Facebook. And finally, it's a Throwback Thursday, and we are on the streets finding out the first phone that you ever used. Israel, do you remember the first phone you ever used?
I remember the first phone. I don't know. I have to figure it out. So let's just play that and I'll look for that phone I used.
Okay. I think mine was Alcatel. Alcatel. Yeah. That was it. All right. So share yours with us.
So Nokia 1100.
Nokia 1100.
Yeah, Nokia.
Nokia what?
Yeah, Nokia. A big one. 3310.
Sergeant, it's quite a loud phone, you know. Yeah, those days, quite a yellowish screen like that. That was my first phone.
I've even forgotten. I can't remember.
Okay, I've used HTC phone.
HTC?
Yes.
And you, what was your first phone?
Nokia S2.
How does it look like?
Oh, they used to call it Banchaba also.
Me used to Nokia. Nokia.
My first phone is Itel.
But Itel. All right, let's check what you've been saying on Facebook.
Maybe she wanted to say my first phone was Airtel. All right, let's check out the comments on Facebook.
Okay.
Repentant says the first one I used was Kasapati mobile flip phone. I was in class 4 and it was a big deal back in 2005. Apparently, I was the only kid in my hood using a phone. I had this little pouch, I kept it in, then fixed it to my school shorts. Funny days, but I sure rocked it, and I know my homies were jealous. Adnan says my first phone was a Motorola C113, a phone that looked pretty much like the face of a cat. I couldn't sleep the first day my mother bought it for me out of extreme excitement. I just kept toggling throughout the night. God bless my mom.
And Baba Abdallah says, yes, this was my first phone, Nokia 3310. It fell in a sink and I was very sad. By Jeremiah says, okay, so it says it was in 2004 in my school days in Takrade. And by Jeremiah says, what? Tilly Len. Charlie, I miss this phone, Nokia. Oh, 1110. Or something like that. Nokia 1110.
Yeah, 1110.
1110. Okay, he says mine even got missing on the third day I bought it. Yeah. Continental Obama says mine was a Sony Ericsson with a very long pole, long enough to be used as a support stick for my granny. I missed that phone. And Brema Kwabaji from Juju says I first used Hello Moto. When that phone rang, you could hear from about 10 kilometers away. Boys are brave.
Mine was an Ericsson, but I don't remember the exact type it was.
Did it have a pole? Because I remember all those phones.
It had a small pole. And this was, what, like 20 plus years ago?
Yeah.
And I still have that number.
I can imagine.